If you enjoy books with cults, read these. The Book of the Unnamed Midwife by Meg Ellison takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where a fever came through and took out most of the world's population, mainly women and children, and also making childbirth nearly impossible to survive. The few women who did survive are now at the mercy of men. We follow a midwife who spends her time going around disguised as a man in order to help the remaining women. The Last Session by Julia Bartz follows Thea, who works in a psychiatric ward, and one day she has a patient come in and realizes that this patient has a connection to a traumatic experience she had in her past. One day that patient is checked out of the hospital by two people who claim to be her parents, and Thea is determined to find her and find out what happened to her. If You Lie by Caleb Stevens follows Olivia, who has not spoken to her sister in a very long time, until one day her sister reaches out and invites her on a very luxurious cruise with a group of her closest friends and says she wants to reconnect. The ship is beautiful and the people are friendly and all seems like a great time until someone on the boat goes missing. The Invisible Hour by Alice Hoffman. This book follows a woman named Mia who finds strength in the book The Scarlet Letter. Despite the fact that that book was written 200 years earlier, it seems to tell the exact story of her and her mother's life inside of the community, which was a really strange cult that did not allow you to have communication with the outside world. Black Sheep by Rachel Harrison follows Vesper, who left home at the age of 18 and never looked back, mostly because she was told that if she ever left the extremely religious community she grew up in, she wouldn't be allowed to return. All these years later, she receives a wedding invitation to one of her cousin's weddings, and it's going to be held on that family farm. She's not sure if they've made an exception to the rule or what, but she's going to go to this wedding. The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead follows a woman named Shay who back in college, her and her friend group managed to find themselves swept up into this crazy cult. They did manage to escape and move on. However, 8 years later, she finds out that one of those friends passed away under suspicious circumstances, and she starts to suspect that that cult might still be around and might not be as buried and gone as she thought it was.